Hey guys, it's Liv here, and today I have a confession to make. I am a nicotine addict, and today I'm quitting Zyns. And this is not something I've ever talked about before, but how I was even introduced to them was that my ex-boyfriend 2 years ago, he was using them because he used to vape, and then I was curious about it one day, and I said, "Oh, what are these?" And he's like, "The Zen, you want to try one?" And then ever since then, I have been popping them nonstop. And it's obviously not good for your health. Like, there's so many risks associated with like any sort of drug. Even though Zym seem kind of harmless, there's like gum recession risks, and just being addicted to nicotine overall is probably not good for your cardiovascular health or your arteries or whatever. So I have made the decision to quit completely and go cold turkey, and let's see how long this will last, but I'm really determined to stop my bad habit. And I needed to make this video to record on camera that I said this and I'm doing this. So everyone on my channel, whoever sees this, is keeping me accountable. And I really hope that I can do this. And it's gonna be really hard, but everything that is good for you does require hard work and discipline. So I'm excited to tell you more about my Zen journey and why I decided to quit all of a sudden and why I don't recommend doing any sort of drug. So I've never really talked about this before, and this is not something that I'm particularly proud of or want people to know about, especially my close family members. And it's just so easy to be discreet about using Zyns because you pop them in your upper lip and no one knows about it, and you just throw it away like nothing happened, not like smoking a cigarette. Like, it's so discreet and easy that I was doing it so frequently for the past 2 years, and I literally had my last Zen today, this morning, and I was like, no, I'm not buying anymore. Because the reason why is I wanted to fund my Aritzia hauls. Like, that was the first thought that came to my mind. I'm like, $160 for 2 rolls, like, last me a month. That could be like a new Aritzia set every month. Like, an Aritzia set is, around the same price, and I feel much better having a new outfit and going to the gym and looking good for my selfies for Marco. And I just feel like it's not that worth it anymore to just do a drug that is not good for you. And so I want to quit. And I was like doing at least like 8 to 10 a day. Like, it was just so easy. Like, at one point I just ran through my cans so fast, like maybe like 2 to 3 every week. And one pack is like 20, so it was really bad. And I feel like Zins are just meaningless now. There's so many better things in life to enjoy. Like, maybe I'll occasionally do one, like once a month, or steal one of Marco's if he doesn't quit. Oh my god, I just exposed him on camera. But I don't want to do them as frequently as I did before, ever again. And I just used to start off very slow. Like, I did like 1 a day, and for the longest time I was doing 1 to 3 a day. But then, like, obviously with addiction it ramps up and you start doing more and more, and it got to a point where like I constantly had a Zyn in me and I had to have one after every meal. And if I didn't have one, I'd be cranky and like I wouldn't feel normal. I'd feel depressed. So it's just not good to be reliant on something else for your dopamine hits, and I just want to find my dopamine in a really healthy way. I also did hear that like nicotine is really bad for if you ever want to conceive and have babies, and I want to have kids one day, so I know I have to quit eventually, and I don't know if that time will come sooner than I intended, so that also factored in my decision. And I just want to have a healthy child, and I don't want them to be on any sort of drugs when I'm pregnant. So that's also one of the reasons why I want to do it sooner rather than later. I was never a vapor, and I know a lot of people, they start vaping because it's like a cool, trendy thing to do amongst like young adults and teens. And then they eventually discover nicotine pouches. And it's honestly not really like a healthier habit other than the fact that like you're not inhaling anything in your lungs. It's still an addiction and it still affects your heart and cardiovascular health, so it's not good for you. I remember when I went on vacation to Japan with Marco and I was in China with my mom, like I obviously couldn't bring them overseas with me, especially because of how high the milligrams I was using. I was using like 20s to 30s, like it's really high. Like there are like sixes on the market, threes, but I never felt a buzz through that, so I just had to go with the higher ones. But anyway, like I felt moderately okay, and I realized that it was more of a bad habit than anything. Like after a while I didn't need it anymore, but then when I came back I was like, okay, now I can use nicotine again, and I just started doing it like on a daily, multiple times a day, all the time. And it's honestly like a money drain because every month I would spend like $150 to $200 for 8 rolls, maybe even more considering how fast I went through them. But I realized that I could buy more clothes. More clothes with the amount of money I spent on Zyns, like something that's actually tangible and I can use rather than something that feeds my addiction. So it just came to me today that like I ran out and I don't feel like buying more. And that's how it even started in the first place. I know that it's probably not a good idea to just go cold turkey, but I really don't feel like placing another order for more. So I know it's gonna be really hard because my boyfriend does it, Marco has them too, and I will always be around him and see him do it. I might even steal one, but I know that I won't be buying more myself. And hopefully I can convince him to quit too, because if we want to have kids, then we should quit eventually. So now is better than never. I feel like I've just been on a really healthy grind lately. I've been going to the gym every single day, and my routine would be to pop us in the morning, go to the gym, then pop us in after the gym, pop us in driving, pop us in when I'm drawing, pop us in when I'm doing anything, like really. And I just feel like, why am I so dependent on something that doesn't do me any good? Like obviously it feels good in the moment, but it's just a bit hedonistic, not a bit, really hedonistic to do drugs. And I just feel like I could be a much more disciplined person if I cut it out. And I want to buy more clothes, so I don't want to spend more money on Zyns. And that's like such a surface level like excuse, not excuse, reason, but that's my reason. So I just like having new gym outfits all the time and being able to spend on experiences that are very memorable rather than something that lasts for a very short amount of time and does you no good. I also feel like it was a lot of external, not even pressure, but just influence, because both of my partners in the past and now like they've done it, and I was always so easily influenced by the people around me. And I'm not blaming them for doing it at all. Like they definitely had their reasons to, because they vaped, but I wasn't even a nicotine addict to begin with, so I really had no reason to be doing them other than like, oh, I want this to be a shared experience between both of us. Like I want to be fitting in with this environment and this person, and it just felt like cool to do Zyns, you know? So again, that's mostly why people do drugs in the first place: external pressure, peer influence, and I just want to be a different person now and not succumb to that anymore, even if it's my partner. So yeah, I really hope that Marco and I can just influence each other to be better and quit together. But like obviously I'm not going to force him to quit with me. Like if he needs it, that's fine. I just won't be doing them anymore. And like maybe I'll steal one off him from time to time, but I really want to have this addiction just completely out of my life, out of sight, out of mind. So I just remember that I was so addicted and still am addicted, but like I'm trying to quit now. But if I didn't have a Zen for like a couple of hours, I would start feeling depressed. And it really scares me to think that I'm so reliant on like an external stimulant or drug, whatever, that I can't function normally without it. And like, what if one day I can't access it anymore? And I'm just going to be miserable for who knows how long. Well, I might as well be miserable now and deal with it than to suffer later and not know when I'm going to suffer from it. When, like, I don't know, whatever circumstance happens and I can't take them anymore, I might as well get it done and quit sooner rather than later. So yeah, that was my confession, and I don't have too much to say about it. I just wanted this video to be out to the world and to keep myself accountable for quitting nicotine. So I really hope that I'm not gonna crash that soon. Like, I'm really scared that I'll just be depressed for the rest of the week and my period's coming. So I'm like, oh no, this is gonna be terrible. But you know, I'm a strong girl and I can do this. I know I can. And I would really not recommend anyone beat an addiction and start nicotine pouches, okay? Like, I actually feel like I was so reliant and dependent on them for my mood that it's just really almost a disappointment to say that, like, oh, in order to feel normal, I need this thing. Like, I need this drug, I need this substance, and I want to find healthier alternatives, healthier habits to replace that with. So I want to look into like supplements and things that are actually beneficial for my health rather than harmful, and just see where things go. So yeah, thank you for watching, and hopefully I'll be nicotine free the next time you see me too. And maybe I'll even post some updates on how I feel throughout this time. So start today, March 18th, 2026. I am quitting nicotine.